Well, hello, my diet disruptors. Carrie here, and I am really excited about what we are going to talk about today. All month, we have been talking about our mindsets, right? I was trying to get all my water in, so hang on. I needed a glass of water. I should have waited to start until I had a little sip of water. Okay, we are talking all about mindsets this month, and I have been trying to be really nice as I kind of give it to you. I really believe with all of who I am and with all of the clients I have coached over the years that it is what we believe. It is what we think, it is some of our experiences that has caused us to think a certain way that truly is holding us back from progressing. Now, I want to share with you the fact that with, I will always say it, disruptive nutrition, we are truly disrupting what people think they know about nutrition. Let's be honest. We absolutely do not diet, but yet we want to reach our goals. We want to be strong and we want to be lean, and that's okay. When we get to our optimal health, we will get to our optimal weight. For sure, it's an absolute equation. It works every time. The thing is, we get so stuck in certain places and it's hard to get out of it. Now, it's all because of our mindsets. Because here's the thing at Disruptive Nutrition, I always say that our approach is what everybody needs. Let me just share with you a little bit. For those of you, especially that are new or that need a reminder why Disruptive Nutrition is so different. Because when we diet, when we deprive ourselves of either calories, or we only allow ourselves a certain amount of points, or we deny ourselves carbs, which is a macronutrient. There's only three macronutrients, and carbs are one of them. Macros mean big, means our body needs it. Nutrient, big nutrient our body needs. We deny that from ourselves. That's going to throw off our whole balance. Or if we're fasting, because at the end of the day, when is operating at a deficit ever a good thing? Let's think about finances, right? Operating at a deficit is never a good thing, and that's absolutely true for our bodies. Now, the weight loss industry wants us to believe that operating at a deficit is the only way and is the way to lose weight. Will you lose weight if you operate at a deficit? Mm-hmm. At first, you will, because your body's reacting to the decrease in nutrients. And so your body will start to shed some weight. Now, the problem is A, where the weight is coming from, B, the speed of which it comes off, and C, the fact that we think that's good. When we are operating at a deficit, our body might shed some stored fat, which is what we want. But what it's doing as well is shedding fat from our muscles, which is not where we want to lose it. The impact of that is that we slow down our metabolism. Y'all, we cause a huge shift in our hormonal balance. Those of you that are in your 40s and 50s and 60s, especially you women, we can't afford any more shifting in our hormones. Okay. And when we're working at a deficit, I always say it's like the first time you had a drink or a beer, right? You might have had the first time you had a beer, you might have felt a little tipsy, but then you needed like one or two more beers to feel that same way. Well, that's what diets do to us. See, at first, if you're taking in less quote unquote calories than you're burning, your body's going to react to that, right? But at the same time, you're slowing down your metabolism. So eventually, you have to eat less and less for your body to keep losing weight. Does that make sense? Because your body is slowing down, your metabolism is slowing down, it's going to hold on to the food you do feed it because it needs it, it wants it. And so, as it does that, you actually have to eat less and less to keep losing weight. Eventually, you can't eat nothing. And we know that that's not quote unquote healthy. But essentially, whenever we're on a diet, that's the trajectory we're going on. And the only way a diet will work for the long term is if you could sustain yourself on no food. or on negative food, because eventually that's what happens. So just like a beer, you have to drink more and more to start to feel a buzz. With food, you have to eat less and less to keep losing weight. And eventually there's a bottom. That won't work. We always talk at Disruptive Nutrition, what we do has to be sustainable, satisfying, and it has to be simple. If you can't do something for the rest of your life, then you shouldn't be doing it. And it's not to say, a lot of people think, oh, I can do keto for the rest of my life. I mean, of course, you're going to think that going into the new year when you're starting something new. I can do fasting. Oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal because your body doesn't want it. It won't let you do it for the rest of your life. If you've ever been on a diet and have had cravings, that is your body yelling at you saying, I am not filled with what I need. When you fill your body with what it needs, when it needs it, in the portions it needs it, it is going to be reacting in a way that's like singing a happy song. Okay. Our body wants to be fueled with the right nutrients and the right portions at the right frequency. And when we do that, we are balancing our blood sugar. Balancing our blood sugar is never part of the discussion when you're hearing weight loss trends, when you're hearing weight loss ads. Blood sugar stabilization is never part of the equation. Why? Because it's permanent. Why? Because it works. Why? It's because what every single body needs. Why? Because it's simple. And if you do this and you understand it and you know why diets fail, you'll never go back to a diet again. And that is not what the diet industry wants. As well as they want you to lose weight fast so that you could feel that success. So 30 pounds in a month, woo, that's looked at as really great in our society. The problem is that's really bad for our bodies. Our bodies can't take huge weight gain or huge weight loss at any quick amount of time. We need the balance. We need to get to our optimal health. That won't get you there. But then what the diet industry does is they make you believe that your willpower was the problem and that's why you ended up gaining it back. No, you gained it back because A, you lost it too fast. B, you were depriving your body. And C, you were working at a deficit. You could only work at a deficit for so long. Eventually, every single morsel you put in your mouth your body's going to hold on to. And it's going to continue to hold on to that because it doesn't trust you. It doesn't trust that you're going to give it what it needs. So it's like, all right, this chick isn't going to give me what I need. I'm going to figure out how to get it on my own. And so that's the roller coaster you'll have been on. And so while you're on that roller coaster, we have been led to believe that losing weight, the weight on the scale, determines success. Weight on the scale determines if you are moving in the right direction. Now, while I will always say weight on the scale is a measurement, it is one measurement, I will also say it is the most inaccurate, unpredictable, and most sabotaging way to measure progress. And I said sabotaging, and I mean it. I very much believe that standing on that scale is actually hurting your ability to lose weight. And so that is what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about how that scale, which you think might be helping you to measure progress, to keep you on track, to allow you a measurement to know if you're in the right lane, is actually sabotaging your goals. And I'm going to tell you about our clients that I have pushed on this with. And I know that this is hard. I know this is a very tricky path to walk down because I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. My 15-year-old is a songwriter and a musician. She even goes to a music school for the arts, where she does singing and theater. She's in high school, so it's pretty cool. I always think of the show Fame. If you know the show Fame, tell me. Tell me in the comments if you remember the show Fame. If you don't, then God love you. You are young and, just go Google it or something. But Fame was my favorite TV show. And so I always think when my daughter goes to school, a lot of it's, online. She gets to go one day a week now. But it's like I always picture kids in leg warmers and dancing and singing in the hallways. She tells me that's not what it's like, but it's what it feels like. So tell me if you know Fame, if you can remember that show. So anyway, she recently wrote a song and she wanted to share it with me and my husband and my other daughter, but she also wanted to share it with her mentor because she said, listen, I know you and dad are just going to tell me it's great, and that's not actually going to help me get better. I know that my mentor is going to tell me the truth, and that's why I want to show it to him. And I thought, wow, that is insightful for a 15-year-old. Who wants to hear the negative? A lot of us have what I call confirmation bias. We ask people's opinions knowing that and expecting that they're going to confirm the thing that we're thinking. And so if you have all people in your life that are confirmation biased, so they tell you what you want to hear, think about who in your life you might need to introduce to yourself to make sure that you have somebody that pushes your thinking. I'm going to be that person for you today. I'm trying to be that person for you all month as we talk about mindsets and weight loss, because I'm going to be like Grace's mentor who won't tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear. That's what we're going to do today on this episode, because the scale is friend or is it foe? I am here to tell you that it is foe. I need you to think right now about why you are standing on that scale. Because let me tell you very clearly that the weight on the scale is one of the most inaccurate measures of progress we can have. I'm going to say it again. The weight on the scale is one of the most inaccurate measures of progress we can have, especially when you are doing the right things by your body. So, what are the right things by your body? Well, it's keeping your blood sugar stabilized by doing PFC every 3, by eating clean foods, by drinking the amount of water that you need to drink, and by exercising. Now, at Disruptive Nutrition, we work with you hand in hand when you're a client to be able to do exactly that and to do it correctly. The PFC every 3 concept is simple in theory, but it's nuanced in its application. And we really want each of you to be able to understand it and know it. That's why our coaches are here, to be able to work with our clients in that way. But that's it. That's the magic bullet, you guys. And so when you are doing that, you are fueling your body with food. You are building lean muscle by eating the proteins, complete proteins, the right types of proteins, and by strength training. By eating clean food, your body's able to absorb more nutrients. When you get to your optimal health, you will get to your optimal weight. But what does standing on that scale day after day after day do? Now, one day you can literally weigh a certain amount, and the next day you could have gained 3 pounds. That's not true measure of your optimal health. We can fluctuate in our weight every single day. You can fluctuate hour to hour. It's not accurate. The other thing is, depending on how much lean muscle mass you have, depending on what your body fat percentage is, I know people that weigh more than me, look leaner, and have less body fat. I have worked with clients who have not lost any weight, but the notice between their before and after pictures is incredible. It's so obvious that people are like, well, I would love to look like that, even though their weight on the scale was the same or maybe fluctuated 2 pounds between the 2 pictures. The problem is weight fluctuates, weight is totally inaccurate. And here's the biggest thing. How many of you can stand on that scale and maybe it doesn't move 1 week? Maybe it moves 1 pound. Maybe it goes up a pound or 5. Tell me if that makes or breaks your day. I have had clients who have lost 5 pounds, got so excited, they ate a bag of M&Ms. Literally, that number on the scale was like a sabotager. I also have clients that gain a pound and they literally can't like get off the floor for a day or a week. How many of you, your day is dictated by the number on the scale? You feel good about yourself if the number goes down. You feel crappy about yourself if the number goes up. Guys, last week I talked about knowing your value. If your day, if your happiness can be dictated by a number on a scale, you have to think about what is most important. You have to recognize that your value is not in that number, but in who you are. But yet that number blinds us from remembering who we are. Let me tell you what else that number does. It blinds you from actual progress. So I told you that the scale is actually a liar because I have coached thousands of people, you guys, and the scale for some can move dramatically and it cannot move very much for others. Let me tell you about Rebecca. Rebecca might be watching this right now. The scale felt like it wasn't moving for her for a very long time. She actually, when she was doing our 4 weeks to wellness lifestyle launch, I convinced her to give her scale away. She gave it to a friend that was doing the 4 weeks to wellness and said, "Don't let me see it." She didn't weigh herself for a very long time. And let me tell you why I made her do it. She was making progress. She was feeling better. She was finally eating. She had been fasting for years and not making progress. In fact, kept gaining weight and was standing on that scale so much, and it wasn't moving as fast as she thought it should. And it was literally sabotaging her ability to see the other progress that was happening. She couldn't see or feel what was actually happening to her body, that she was losing inches, that she was feeling more energy, that she was sleeping better, that her skin was better. All of those things were happening. But because the number on the scale was making or breaking her progress or idea of progress, she was literally blinded to the other things that were happening to her body. So she finally gave away her scale. And about what it's been probably 6 months or so, and she saw her family again. It's so interesting because she stayed with it, she stayed with it, she stayed with it, she didn't step on the scale. And I think in some ways it forced her to be able to see progress in other ways, but she wasn't sure it was that noticeable. Well, she shows up for Thanksgiving and her family was like, whoa, it's clear you're doing something different. And it's so interesting how her progress and her happiness and all of that was dictated by the number on the scale for so long. But when she got rid of the scale, she could start to see progress in different ways. And other people could too. She finally did step on the scale 6 months later, but at a scale at a place that she does not live, just to see. And yes, she is losing weight. But it was a little bit affirming in that way, fine. But she had been able to open her heart and her brain to all the other pieces of progress that she saw. And so the thing is, I always talk about the fact that, like, when I hear about this a lot, when somebody loses one of their sights, right? Like, let's say, or one of their senses. So let's say that they lose their sense of sight and they're blind, that their other senses are more heightened. Their other senses they're more aware of, so that they can hear really well or something like that, right? That their sense of touch is more heightened. And so because we can see with our eyes, we often miss certain things that we can't hear because our other senses are not as heightened as they could be if we didn't have sight. That is what the scale does to us. It blinds us of seeing progress in ways that are actually more accurate. Because let me be real with you. You can lose weight on a diet. It doesn't mean you're healthy. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to sustain it. It doesn't mean you're getting to your optimal health. And it doesn't necessarily mean you feel good. Anybody that's been on a diet can tell you that, right? So if you look at weight on the scale as your measure of progress, you're fooling yourself to think that you're making actual progress if you can't see the other things that matter. So if you got rid of the scale and only were able to measure how you felt, how you slept, what your skin looked like, what your energy was, how much you could lift in the gym, your endurance. I mean, let's look at the things, how your clothes fit. Those are measures that you are moving to your optimal health. I know many people that can lose weight on a diet and they can't lift 10 pounds in the gym. But when you are moving to your optimal health, you should be able to do all of those things at higher levels. But when you are stepping on that scale and you're using that as the measure, you literally cannot see the other measures of progress. You are blinded by it. When you remove the scale, it's like when somebody is blind and their other senses are heightened. When you remove the scale and you are no longer able to see that number, you are forced to look at the other pieces of progress to actually tell you if you are moving in the right direction. The scale won't do that for you. And so that is what I want you to challenge yourself with this week. Get rid of the scale. I want to know, if you can't get rid of it, why? Why does the scale matter at all? Why does that number matter at all? If you feel good and if your clothes are starting to feel different, if you have more energy, if you are doing all of those things that I just said, or you're feeling those things, you don't need a scale to tell you that you're moving in the right direction. You don't need it. And you won't be able to see the other things when you rely on that scale. So I want to know, if you can't get rid of that scale, why? Answer that. Answer that question. Why can't you get rid of the scale? Because a lot of the times when I ask my clients that, I hear, well, I've just always been conditioned to believe it matters. Okay, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't. Well, I've just always kind of stood on the scale. Okay, you don't have to do that anymore. Well, my husband really wants the scale in our bathroom. Okay, tell your husband he has to find a different place. Tell your husband he has to put it in a place that you can't find it. But what I really say is, why does your husband need to stand on that scale? Why? Why? It's not measuring anything you need to measure. I promise it's not. Get your blood work done. Go to your doctor once a year. Get stuff measured in ways that actually tell you whether or not you are moving in the right direction. Because when you get to your optimal health, you will get to your optimal weight. It's an easy equation. But when you rely on the scale, you miss all the other signs that you are making progress. Getting rid of the scale is one of the most freeing and scary things that you can do. But if it's scary, you need to ask yourself why, because it doesn't measure optimal health. And if that is truly your purpose, if it's truly your passion to get healthy, to get strong, then the scale doesn't matter. If your purpose and your why is because you want to lose 10 or 20 pounds, then I want you to go deeper than that. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Why? Why? And if you can't really keep going deeper and deeper into your true purpose as to why you want to lose that weight, then it's never going to work. Your reason is superficial, and you're going to be derailed time and time again because you're not truly getting to the real purpose of your need to lose weight and get healthy. Okay? Because if you are just trying to lose weight and you're not truly trying to get healthy, then you're not going to be living your best life. But if you truly believe that you need to get healthy and you can answer the question, why do you want to get healthy? I look at my 93-year-old grandmother and she is struggling right now. And it's not that she hasn't been healthy her whole life, but like, I plan on still weightlifting when I'm 90 years old because I want to be around strong and fit, independent, and I want to be able to kick a soccer ball with my great grandchildren. My why is so much deeper than how I want to look in a bathing suit. So much deeper than that. I want to be around for a long time. I want to know that I am at my optimal health so that I can live my optimal life. The scale will not measure that for you. So if you are not willing to get rid of your scale, you need to take a deep, hard look at why and recognize that that scale, if you can't get off of it, is the reason why you're not reaching your goals, because your why is not deep enough. Your purpose is not true. You're not actually moving to the right direction because you're not going for the right things. If you just want to go for weight loss, you're going to be sucked into another diet, and a diet will fail you time and time again. If your goal for 2021 is to lose weight and you are thinking about, I'm just going to go on another diet, I'm going to do something that's cheap and easy, you will fail and you will be having the same goal next year. Or you can decide to do it right. You can decide that you're going to fuel your body and you are going to do it in a way that your body will love and that your body will react to and that your body will thank you for. Then you need to be working with us in the capacity that you can to be able to truly live this lifestyle. I always say, no matter where you are in your journey, you have a place at Disruptive Nutrition, and I truly mean it. Are you engaging in our free Facebook group as much as you can? Are you digging into what we're talking about? I have written blogs and I have produced podcasts that will get you there. It is a lot of work and you don't have a lot of support, but it is there for you. Now, we also, from literally a few dollars to a comprehensive coaching program, we can get you there. I 100% believe it. 100%. Because we don't just tell you what to eat. We just don't tell you what to do, but we dig into why, we dig into how, and we dig into support to make sure that you are developing the habits that you need, mind, body, and spirit, every single one of them. We are wrapping you around with you in our community. And we will work with you on the barriers that you have so that you never have to have that goal again. That you can be on a journey with us for the rest of your life, but you don't have to be frustrated and thinking, I have to lose 20 pounds. It is about confidence and knowing that you have done the last bit of Google searching you will ever have to do to get to the place that you want to go. So I tell you all of that because I want to push you. I want you to get rid of your scale. I want you to ask yourself why you even have it. And if you're standing on it every single day, get off of it. Throw it away. You don't need it. And you especially don't need it if you're doing the right things by your body. It is not going to tell you the accurate things that you need to be able to move forward and get to your optimal health. Our 4 Weeks to Wellness Lifestyle Launch is our signature program. It is what I believe every single person on this earth should do. All of my family have done it. I make sure my friends do it because it is that important to me. I live this lifestyle and I am passionate about it. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you about for just like right now, I'm going to be super transparent. In 2021, we will only be offering the 4 Weeks to Wellness 3 times. That is it. We used to offer it every 6 weeks. It's a lot of work for us to be able to support the people at the level that we want to be able to support them at. In addition, all of our pricing is going to go up in 2021. We have to because it's a ton of work. We dive in and it is worth every penny, but it's also we need to be able to support you in a way that allows us to be focused on you. So our prices are going up and we're going to be, as our 4 Weeks to Wellness right now is $347 and you get your own private coach. Our pricing has to go up in 2021 and it will not include the private coach. You will have to, it will be an extra fee on top of the foundational fee to get the coach. And I want you all to be able to have the coach. So between now and December 31st, what we are saying to you is you can lock in right now our 4 Weeks to Wellness at $347. That is going to save you hundreds of dollars. The price is going up in 2021 and it won't include a coach. As of now, until December 31st, you can do our 4 Weeks to Wellness and have the coach. And you can do it anytime in 2021. You just have to commit to it now before the end of the month, and then you can do it anytime in 2021. And so the sooner you decide to do this, though, the better it will be because then you will also get into a holiday program for free. Our holiday program is called Something is Better Than Nothing, and we teach you basic foundational concepts so that you can thrive during the holidays, get yourself on a good foundation without giving up Christmas cookies, without giving up your eggnog, and still be able to be ripe and ready to start in 2021 when you are ready. So I highly, highly suggest that you guys take us up on that because it is going to be a massive savings for you, an opportunity to work with your coach and to be able to have truly the support that I believe you all need, want, and really will prosper with. So take us up on that. Let us know if you have any questions. Comment below, send us a message. We will answer all of that. Go to 4w2w.com to get the information about the 4 weeks to wellness. Don't register there because it's closed. It's closed to the public. So only my people are going to be able to get a special link that allows you to register uh, with the less expensive pricing, and that will only be available to the end of the month. So I will put a link in. You'll see a link in here for it, and I really hope that you'll take us up on it because y'all, it's life changing. Any of you that have done the 4 weeks to wellness that are watching this, comment below. Let us know so that other people can see what it is that you have been through, the experience that you've had, so that others can really kind of assess where their priorities are and what they're going to do for themselves in 2021. All right, you are going to get rid of the scale and you're going to register for the 4 weeks to wellness because I want you all to have it at a time when it is the most affordable it will ever be. All right, you guys, thanks so much. I will see you soon.